Hi, I'm Soft, and this is an artist life in Tokyo. So get ready for another relaxing recount of the time I spent in this city. I was a little disappointed in myself last week if you saw that video. I have a really great life in Tokyo, and yet I still fumble and fail and make dumb, stupid mistakes. But throughout the video, I felt like I figured it out, and I felt this path forward, and the path forward was through vlogging, through taking these small snapshots of my life and like sitting in gratitude with the things that I'm experiencing. So at the end of the month, I'm doing this really exciting job that's going to take me to Hiroshima for modeling, but I have to provide my own outfit, so I was figuring I would lab some looks with you guys. The theme is spring, by the way, and there's already one outfit that I'm pretty certain of. Like, how cute is this? I don't know what else they'll want to see though. I'm thinking everything really pink, really girly, but maybe I also want to give them some variety. Like, maybe that's for the best. Sorry I didn't take you through the full process. I had to lock in. My room looks so gross right now. But just to explain, like, of course, most model jobs, they kind of provide you with the wardrobe. Well, it depends. Like, if they're selling clothes, obviously they're going to provide you the clothes. But sometimes when you're modeling, for example, like real estate or travel, or if they're selling sunglasses or something, then you have to plan the outfit yourself. And this is one of those times. To be honest, I have no idea what we're advertising on this shoot, but it is not clothes. Most likely it's a travel ad since they're sending me to Hiroshima. And yeah, so I planned out a couple outfits. I tried to give options. It's going to be shot over, I think, 4 days, and they wanted 3 outfits. Since Japan is quite conservative when it comes to showing skin, I tried to be mindful of that. I wanted to express myself a little bit and just give them a couple more colorful options and a couple more neutral things so they can pick through and decide what they want me to bring. I model here, and it's such a lucky gig to have, and I have so many days that are just full of beauty and art making. But even though I felt like I should have solved all the problems, I low-key was still having very similar, if not the same problems. And that's where it gets you bogged down, I think. It's like you kind of come to this conclusion about what's going wrong, and sometimes, for me personally, I feel like because I figured out the problem, it should be fixed, but that's not the case. Like, figuring out the issue is only the very first step in a long process of detangling and getting better, and the real work is in being consistent despite your shortcomings. I suffered a slight shortcoming. Hi, I'm Soft. It's a beautiful, overcast, rainy day here in Tokyo. It's cool, and I know for a fact that I'm not going to leave my house, so I thought I'd just stay inside and make all kinds of art today. This is such a bad horse. Normally my art videos are pretty contained. I just sit down and I paint and I yap about whatever's on my mind. But I want to do something a bit more casual this time. I really like making videos like that, but they do come with a drawback. I kind of feel like pressured to get something done. And I also feel kind of pressured to have something interesting to say constantly. But I'm going to be trying something new. Hope you like it. Hope I can make some really cool art. Actually, I already did make some art. I went to the laundromat not too long ago. I washed my sheets. Everything is nice and clean in here. But while I was waiting, I just did a little sketch on Procreate of what was going on around me. I think it came out really cute. I don't do very many landscapes or paintings that aren't of people, but I want to do a little bit more of it. I feel like it expands my mind, expands my ability, expands my repertoire of what I'm able to do. And yeah, all around it was just really relaxing and nice to contemplate and paint. It felt productive too. Yeah, I don't like this actually. I think we'll have to switch to something a bit more subtle. I mean, this painting is as blatant as it could be, but there's still something about it that's a little bit, you know? This is one of my favorites. Here's my lunch haul. And then I got a slightly alcoholic beverage to drink. But while I was at the Combini, I was thinking, I think I'm having so many issues with art right now because I'm not researching, I'm not writing, I'm not thinking about the themes and my morals and the words that guide the practice. I've just been painting mindlessly, and I think that's good too. Like, I think the mindless painting gets you back on track. It guides you to your foundations, your morals, your guiding light. And I'm gonna eat, and I think I'm going to be a bit more prepared to work on my little teeny canvas. Like, all of this pre-work has been because of this, and also to support other works that I'm going to be doing. But today's whole big thing was to support the work that I'm going to be doing on that little teeny canvas. I made this really beautiful painting. From the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, and even again in the morning, I was just like completely subsumed by this like overwhelming inspiration and this like desire to create. The only thing being my cute little camera that I bought that was inspiring me last week actually ended up not being broken necessarily, but I can't transfer longer clips to my phone, and subsequently can't transfer them to my iPad where I edit. I was a little bit discouraged for a few days, and I didn't really film as much as I could have or should have, unfortunately. But even though I did have that drawback, I still had a really good time. You have to know what to keep blank, and I think I'm going to keep this face blank. Yeah. Here's where we're at so far. I don't know what to do with the colors. I like this a lot, but it wasn't what I had envisioned, so I'm kind of wondering, like, do I embrace the unknown, or do I fight and force it back into the vision that I kind of had? I don't know. But I will be trying to use this maybe. Like, I like that this area is blank. I feel like it kind of gives off this like dehumanized vibe, and I kind of thematically want to keep that, but I don't know if I want the canvas to be fully blank. I really wish these clips would have transferred. I feel like the video would have been so much cleaner, so much better, but at the end of the day, one of the lessons I've learned is rolling with the punches. It's about making it work. It's about going with the flow and following that flow to the end. By the way, the idea for the painting I just did came from this abstract painting I did in my sketchbook. I hadn't looked at this page in a while, and this shape to me really looked like the shape of a woman. And I ended up copying it and putting it into this painting after I had taken some time to study and reflect on the values that I normally paint with. And these ideas will probably also turn into paintings in some other way. But I don't know, it's really good to keep a sketchbook. You never know what ideas will come out of your previous ideas, even if they're just abstract, throwing paint at the page, exploring shapes and colors. Yes. I had this really cool job in a hotel, and it was like for the hotel's restaurants. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that necessarily, but cat's out of the bag, I guess. Obviously I didn't film so much, but it was really cool. Our makeup room was overlooking like the 40th floor at this like place that I'll never be able to afford to stay in, and it just felt really aspirational. And me and all the other models just like spent our time chatting about our lives and stuff in a way that I don't necessarily always do. I'm quite shy, and one thing that I've really come to realize is that, you know, although shyness is not a problem, it's way more fun to talk to people than it is to scroll on my phone. And in order to do that, you kind of have to overcome like a little bit of social anxiety, and in order to do that, you have to try. You have to put effort in. You have to be self-starting, and you can't just wait for the extroverts to carry you. And I mean, even if they do carry you, you can like throw them a bone a little bit and give them some help to do that carrying. I ended up talking with my fellow models, and they were asking me about my hobbies. I ended up going on and on about DJing for way too long, but it's just too much fun not to talk about and not to be like completely impassioned by. Hi, I'm Soft. I'm halfway through my makeup. My room is a mess, please don't mind. But I've been DJing for the past 2 hours. I've been pre-gaming, and I think I'm gonna take you guys with me on my solo clubbing journey in Tokyo. Now, maybe you think it's crazy to go out to the club by yourself, but I'm a DJ. I have a lot of DJ friends who are on tonight, and it's been a long time since I've just gone out by myself. For me personally, I really like going out alone because like I don't have the expectations of like the other people around me. I feel like I don't have to manage anybody else's emotions. I can be like completely selfish with the music that I want to listen to, how much I want to dance, everything. And that's really appealing to me low-key. It's been a long time kind of since I've done this, so I'm excited to take you guys with me. Come out with a real club girl. The first club was really cool, but once I got to the second club, I kind of just got like swept into being in the moment. And you know that thing that happens where you're just talking to strangers in lines and in dark rooms and meeting friends and reconnecting with people. It was that kind of a party. It's like 1:30 in the morning, on my way to the next place. The most beautiful girl in the world just crossed the street. I wanted to film her low-key, but then I was like, wait, no, like it's giving perverted, it's giving hentai low-key, so I didn't. But that club was so fun. My friend was organizing it, and then I had another friend who was DJing. So my friend who DJs, she does this like
Afrobeats, Emma Piano kind of deal. And she always invites me to her party. She's always so nice to me. Low-key, I could cry about it. She gave me a free drink ticket, so I got to have a free drink from her. Also, there was this girl in there who I've seen around before, and like I felt her aura. I was like, yo, like this girl, I have to talk to her. I have to get her Instagram. We need to like know each other better. Black girl, light skin, same as me, with an afro. Her name was Maya. My name is Maya. So it was like fate coming together. Me and this girl in the club. Many such cases. I was low-key reading the Julia Fox book, and she talks about being abused by this guy who was like a promoter at One Oak. And One Oak is like a chain of clubs and stuff like that. They have one in Tokyo. And I remember reading about her being abused by this One Oak promoter and being like, not surprising. There are just like a couple clubs and parties and places and stuff like that just sort of like have a certain reputation, but like the people in charge of them have so much power that it's like you can't criticize it or like come out about it and stuff like that. I think a lot of the people who vlog about Japan maybe aren't aware of it, so it's like of course they wouldn't be talking about it. They're in like a completely different world low-key. But it's just so scary how much people get away with simply because some people either don't know or like don't know to speak out about it.
I've been telling everyone there was like this band that played, and me and my friends accidentally went backstage. Like, we weren't even trying, we just like, I was a little bit lit already, and they just started leading me somewhere, and I was just like blindly following, having a good time. And then we got to this like dark staircase, and I was looking around like, oh, I don't think we're supposed to be here. However, it was, I think, the best space in the house for enjoying the band. They were really cool. They like kind of gave fusion rock techno, but in like a way that worked really well. I heard someone say that they've been like touring in Europe and they've gotten really popular there. I think they're called like Bed or something, or like Bedroom, something like that. But check them out if you are interested. This is a random complaint, but I feel like people who like Japan are super segregated, and they kind of only like what they like in like these really specific ways, but there's so much cool subculture to be found if you're only willing to take the extra step to explore it. And as a art and fashion and music culture girl, I hope that I can guide you guys just a little bit. I posted this picture to my close friend's story after I woke up that night, and it was just like, I have no anxiety because I was cool and fun and nice the whole night, and I'm really proud of myself for being cool and fun and nice all night. I was talking earlier about being a bit of an introvert and trying to relearn getting out of my shell. The thing is I've got myself out of my shell before, and then I think during the pandemic I kind of lost a lot of social skills that I had built up, and partially because I took them for granted. I thought that since I had built these skills they would just last forever, but it doesn't work like that when it doesn't come naturally to you. When it doesn't come naturally to you, you have to put the work in all the time, and you have to practice constantly. And I've been trying to do better, and I've been achieving those goals. I've been doing better. I don't really have any video of it, but I did a couple photo shoots too, and I was really nice and cool at the photo shoots too. Take my word for it, it's the truth.
My manager just sent me a Sony camera ad that I'm in as I'm on my way to this other audition. I can't say what the brand is until after everything comes out, but I've auditioned for this brand quite often, and I've worked with them a couple times, but my last audition was one of my worst ones with the company. I don't know what got into me, but randomly I got like insecure, and I was like, I'm not going to bring my book because I didn't think they would like me and I didn't think I would get the job. Well, your book is like the pinnacle of, you know, the casting process. If the client likes you and they want to see like all of the work you've ever done, basically, they ask to see your book. They asked to see my book. I did not have it, and I kind of feel like it's like a major part of the reason why they didn't select me. And this time I'm bringing it. Like I said, I have no idea why I didn't the last time. I kind of feel like being insecure is the foil to being like self-absorbed. Like, you do really dumb, stupid, selfish things when you are insecure in the same way that you do if you're like too full of yourself.
So that's about all I can talk to you guys for today. I have a fitting that I'm going to in a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that I got this full video filmed and edited and out, because my next video is going to be about Tokyo Fashion Week. As a model, as a party girl, as someone who is involved in arts and culture, I'm going to take you through the knit, the grit, the behind the scenes, and like auditions and everything of Tokyo Fashion Week. It's a few days before Tokyo Fashion Week, which means things are getting hectic, they're getting crazy, they're gearing up, they're ready to go. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I'll see you in my next video about Tokyo Fashion Week.